grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear a pitter-pat? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny, sunny, sunny side of the street. Hi, welcome to another On the Sunny Side of the Street. I'm your host, Todd Gross, clinical psychologist in Newton and director of Adams Street Associates. And our show, On the Sunny Side of the Street, as you know, looks at another side of reality. All the bad news that you hear on TV is only half the story. And another part of the story that's very significant is a lot of the good work that people are doing, the way people help each other. And in thinking about today's show, I was thinking that in life there are so many difficulties and problems and fears that we face as people that as a psychologist I know that it really helps to have someone to guide us through those times, whether it be a therapist, a clergy person, a friend. And one of the hardest issues and fears that we face is the ending of life. And when we have a family member or when it's ourselves, it's a very difficult passage to navigate. And so today we have three guests that are really, really helpful, involved in an organization that really helps to guide people with that issue. And in my own experience of many people I've talked to about the people that do this work, my personal bias is that these are angels. And these are people that do absolutely wonderful work and in many ways are heroes. So let's meet three heroes here today. On my left, from the Hospice of the Good Shepherd in Newton, I have Christina Coffey. Hi.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Very nice to have you. Christina is volunteer and bereavement coordinator. And also at the same hospice, we have Jose Borrego, who's a volunteer. Nice to have you here, Jose. Thank you for coming.
Much. Thank you.
And last, we have Jennifer Sachs, who's the Director of Outreach at Hospice of Good Shepherd. How you doing, Jen?
Welcome. Good. Thank you.
Glad you're here. Maybe as a way to start for our viewing audience, let me ask, maybe Christina, if you'll start us a little bit about just the concept of hospice, a little bit of what it's like. There may be some people out there that are not familiar with that.
Hospice is more of a plan of care, I think, than an actual word. It's embracing the client, their family, and we look at it as a privilege of serving a family and a client at the very last stage of their life.
I see, I see. And how about the Hospice of the Good Shepherd itself, the one that's in Newton for our Newton audience here? How long has that been there? Can you say a little bit of the history of that? Anyone who wants to? Sure.
Sure, I can speak to that.
Thanks,
Hospice
Jennifer.
of the Good Shepherd has been in operation for more than 30 years. And we were founded in 1978 by a group of people from the parish of the Good Shepherd in Waban. The way that it happened was the pastor's wife at that time had gone to England and learned about the hospice movement and the concept of philosophy, the idea that a community really could care for individuals in their final stage of life and help, that a community directed to caring could alter the experience of their course of their life. And so she came back from England, appealed to the community at that church, and was lucky enough to be received by community people, professionals who were able to put together the funds that started our organization. The hospice always had, although we did take our name from the parish of the Good Shepherd, we always have been a non-sectarian agency. We are also a non-profit, freestanding hospice in Newton, and really see ourselves as Newton's community hospice. More and more we get, people who are calling us and say, our neighbor told us about you and they used you. Our friends, told us about you. We've seen your building for years and never known what it was, and now we're so happy to know that it's you and that you're there for us. Physicians who have just known us for years and continue to come back to us. So we've been caring for the community for more than 30 years and really pride ourselves on being that hospice.
That is wonderful. It's very exciting how you've built, and it's also really great to hear how the response to that woman who started it was that she got the support to get this going. I always love to hear how things originate, the energy in the beginning.